6 of the best flat track riders in the world and only 4 laps to get it done. This is the Expert Dash.
This is the Phyllis McClure Dash for Cash, ladies and gentlemen. 6 riders, 4 laps on the pole. Rider number 42 from Flint, Michigan on the Villa Esparza Crosley Radio. Kawasaki number 42, flying Brian Smith. Starting second out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania on the KTM GE Capital Waters Auto Body. KTM number 10, Johnny Lewis. Starting third from Bergen, New York on the Bear Racing KTM number 82, Jeremy Higgins in his first ever Expert Dash for Cash. Starting fourth from Micah Washington on the Factory Triumph Bonneville, doing it for Latest Motors. From Micah Washington, number 3, Smoking Joe Kopp. From Eatonville, Washington on the Factory Harley-Davidson entry, number 1's the Bullet, Brad Baker. And on the outside of row number 1, on the 44 entry from Oxford, Pennsylvania, the USC Kawasaki 44 is Brendan Robinson. Those are the riders scheduled to be in our Expert Dash for Cash, and this is the Phyllis McClure Dash for Cash. 4 laps. Joe Kopp says, I don't need no warm-up lap. I'm ready to go. Expert Dash, ladies and gentlemen. These are the fastest riders from your heat races. We took first and second from the heats. She's not quite down there yet. Expert Dash is coming to the line. 5 points to win, 4 points for second, 3 points for third, 2 points for fourth, 1 point for fifth, and 0 points for sixth. We have 1 Kawasaki, actually 2 Kawasaki's, 2 KTM's, a Triumph, and a Harley-Davidson in our Expert Dash for Cash. What a diverse field we have as we are set to go. Expert Dash for Cash. Only 4 laps around the Mega Mile. First semifinal is up next. This is your first call and last call for Expert Semifinal number 1. Track's clear. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Expert Dash for Cash. 4 laps to get it done. Getting ready to go. Watch for the green light. And they are off. Johnny Lewis from the inside. Now Joe Kopp's going through the gears. Here comes Brian Smith. He's trying to go up the inside. Kopp trying to shut the door. It's Brian Smith with the all-black leathers. Kopp on the inside, on the outside. So it is Smith and Kopp off at turn number 2. They're going to take him down the back straightaway. Flying Brian Smith gets in there underneath the paint to take him down the back chute. Second is Kopp. Third is the bright orange clothes. That'll be JL10. Johnny Lewis slides into the third spot. Only 6 bikes and only 4 laps to get it done. Johnny Lewis takes over second. Slide Kopp back to third. Now somebody else is coming around Kopp into the 4th spot. It is Brian Smith out front, large and in charge on the 42 bike. Smith at the point. She is there, Barry, at the finish line for you. There's Smith out front. Johnny Lewis in second. Brad Baker now has put the Factory Harley up there into the 3rd spot. Out front's the 42, Brian Smith. KTM in second of Johnny Lewis. Down the back straightaway, it's Smith, Johnny Lewis, side by side for 3rd and 4th. There's settling things over there for 3rd and 4th is Joe Kopp on the 3 bike, the one of the Harley. New rider coming up towards the front in a hurry.
Check.
Sounds good. Here they come off of turn number 4. It's Brian Smith out front. Halfway flags are in the air. 2 laps down. 2 more mega miles to go. Here's Smith out front on the Kawasaki. Second, Johnny Lewis. Third, Joe Kopp. 4th is the Bullet. 5th is Higgins. And 6th is actually Robinson on the 44 bike. 5 points to win. Remember, our points leader isn't even out there, so this is going to tighten up the points a little bit. Brian Smith currently second in the point standings. He's leading this one as they go down the back straightaway. 1 lap to go next time by it. Our flagman pulls out the white. 1 more mega mile to go for the pack as they come by this time. It's Smith by about 25 bike lengths or so. Smith is out front. Johnny Lewis is in second. Smith's already tucked in, still in the corners, tucked in and drafting off of the final corner. White flag is out. There is Smith on the 42. Johnny Lewis on the 10 bike. Joe Kopp on the 3. Brad Baker on the 1. And side by side for 5th and 6th is Robinson and Jeremy Higgins. Let's go back out front on the Villa Esparza Kawasaki. Esparza. Man, I'm having trouble with that one today. Villa Esparza Kawasaki. Way out front, it is Smith. Second is Johnny Lewis. This time by, the checkered flag is going to come out. Smith up there in the deep stuff, throwing one heck of a rooster tail over the fence down there on the far side. Here comes your leader, bringing them off the floor. Checkered flag is in the air. Our points battle just got really tight. Here they come. It's Smith taking the win. Johnny Lewis taking second. Kopp will get the third spot. That is it for the Dash for Cash. Smith is going to take the win, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Smith, your winner on the Kawasaki KTM, in second of Johnny Lewis. Third is the number 3 of Joe Kopp on the Triumph. Fourth on the Harley is Brad Baker. So the top 4 bikes, all different brands. Fifth would be a Kawasaki, and sixth will be Jeremy Higgins on the Waters Auto Body KTM. What a battle we had. And we're going to go down there trackside to our Dash for Cash winner, which will be 42, Brian Smith. And he will pick up the win. He's looking back to see where everybody is, and there is nobody near him. Let's go trackside, my partner, Barry Boone.
Well, as you know, Scotty, this race pays 5 points to win. And with our point leader not in it, that's a big deal for Brian Smith. As you said, this is going to tighten things up a good bit. By the way, guys, thank you for the new microphone. Appreciate it so much. Here comes the Via Esparza. Crosley Radio Kawasaki back again to the top of the box. He has beat the best flat track racers in the world that are here tonight. Nobody in that race had finished worse than second. $1,000, and more importantly right now, 5 bonus points to this man. Ladies and gentlemen, he's coming off with that showy skid lid. Let's give it up one time for national number 42. Make some noise for the Piper, Brian Smith. Okay, Piper, this is how you like to do it right here, man. Big points gain for you right there. Big 5 points.
Yeah, that was good. We just got to keep our heads down and do the same in the main.
You're ready to go, aren't you? I can tell.
Yeah, I wish we could just keep on going and make that the 25-lap national. It's going to be fun.
How's the track changed since you were out here before?
It's better than it was in practice and about the same as the heat. You get 18 of us out there in the finals, though, it's going to get chopped up and slow down about halfway through.
And the start is going to be extra today, isn't it?
Yeah, me and Joe Kopp, he's kind of known as the hole shot master from back when he raced, and he said, I bet you $100 at the hole shot, and I just squeaked him out of turn 2 and got it, so he owes me $100.
Anybody you want to say thanks to before I run off here and let these guys go to work with these cameras?
Yeah, everybody that's behind me, thanks a lot. Everybody back home watching, Crosley Radio, Via Esparza, Ricky Howerton, Dink, Jeff Gordon, everybody here, from Oasis Homes and Barney Mars, thanks a lot. And even my boy from Detroit down here, the big old Paul Lasco.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he has done it. Brian Smith has won the Phyllis McClure Dash for Cash. I'm going to step out of here and let Dave Honig from Flat Track Photos and all these other great photographers go to work. Hope you folks at home on fanschoice.tv are enjoying the show here today from the Virginia Mega Mile on what has turned out to be an absolutely spectacular afternoon. It's about 80 degrees right now, full sun, few high wispy clouds in the sky. We are set to go for the balance of the afternoon. We're getting down to it, partner. We've just got a few races remaining here.
Yeah, 2 expert semifinals coming up next. Will be the first one, which will be the Colonial Web Expert Semifinal number 1, followed by the Virginia Dealer Magazine Expert Semi number 2. We'll have our second scheduled intermission, and we are going to run our Grand National Experts. Will be our first main event after our intermission, and we'll come back with the Page Auto Group. That'll be the Page Auto Group Expert main, and then the last race of the day will be the Tire X Pro Singles main event. So there goes Brian Smith. Congratulations on that Dash for Cash win, and he just tightened up our points battle. I believe it was 9 points coming in, so according to my math with Oklahoma Public Schools, that'll be a 4-point lead now for Meese over Brian Smith. Talking about the points battle for first and second. Track is just about ready to go. The trucks are pulling off over there on turn number 2. That means it's time for our expert semifinal, and that is up next. Expert semi number 1 is ready to go.
There are only 2 expert semis. Here is your starting lineup for expert semi number 1. Presented by Colonial Web.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, from Westerlo, New York, on the Kawasaki EX650, number 20, Matt Weidman. Starting second from Willow Street, Pennsylvania, my Flat Track Weekly Radio co-host, number 65, Corey Texter. Starting third from Clio, Michigan, on the number 15 bike, that's the Black Hills Harley. That is the racing lady, Nicole Meese. Starting fourth from Selkirk, New York is the 13, Jake Constantine, starting 5th on the front row from Godfrey, Illinois on the 34 Racing Suzuki. That is the 23, Jeffrey Carver Jr. And last rider on the front row on the Bonneville Performance Triumph, that is 91, Mikey Martin. Row number 2 looks like this, the 30S Jason Eisenach, 21U Jay Maloney, 96B Cody Johncox, 89F Justin Ziegler, 54A Dan Bromley, and the 83S of Mike Poe. Those are the riders scheduled to be in our first expert semi. There are 2 expert semis, and we will take the top 3 riders to the main event. So this is expert semifinal number 1 coming to the track. It is scheduled to be 6 laps the distance, and the top 3 riders will go to the main event. Once again, they're dragging the racetrack after every race to keep those deep ruts down in the corners especially, and that's what they are doing when they bring out those trucks and drag the track. They're trying to keep the racing surface as smooth as possible here at the Virginia Mega Mile. This is expert semi number 1, and this is the Colonial Web expert semi, which will be coming to the line right now. When they are ready to go, they will bring them up and stage them. There are laser beams going across the 3 rows. You can see the double lines. Matt Dayringer will bring them up first to the front row. And your pole sitter gets either the inside or the outside. That's the 20 of Matt Weidman. I believe he has asked for 2 minutes, so I don't see him out there, so I'm not sure if that's 100% official or not.
Well, then let's take a moment.
Go for it.
Let's take a moment and talk about how these races begin. This is Kevin Clark, the international starter to the stars. He's got this button right here, and when he pushes that, tell us what happens.
Basically, Barry, the light's going to go yellow for 5 seconds. Then it's a random counter from 0.2 to 3 seconds, and then it goes green if nobody hits the line. If somebody hits the line, the light's going to go red. We got lasers that run across and basically catch anyone that's rolling before they're supposed to.
Kevin Clark, international starter to the stars, and these lasers that he's talking about, that's this laser beam reflecting off of a little reflective panel over there, and if anyone breaks that, that stops the process, and that rider will go 24 feet back to the penalty stripe behind the last row. Scotty?
Track is clear. We're watching the 96B. He's trying to pump up his brakes. He had no brakes when he brought it to the line. Hopefully, that is because he took that rear wheel off and the rear brake pads went further out than they were supposed to. Hopefully, he has brakes when we get going. We're staged up and ready to go. Expert semi number 1. Top 3 to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else is done until we go to the Springfield Mile next weekend. Ziegler on the penalty line. Must have been late to get up there. Texter grabs the hole shot on the 65 Kawasaki. Now up the inside is the 20. That is Matt Weidman. Remember, he won the Daytona Short Track, his first Grand National win of his career. Carver looking around the outside on the 23. Carver taking over the spot from Corey Texter. Carver now goes to lead off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's Carver. Weidman battles for 3rd and 4th. Now here comes Nicole Meese up the inside of Corey Texter as they're side by side for 3rd and 4th. Expert semifinal number 1.
And Jeffrey Carver is on a borrowed Suzuki. If he can qualify for the main, he will have qualified on 6 different brand borrowed motorcycles this season. Amazing.
This young rider is looking for a full-time ride. It's Carver out front on the 23 bike. 20 is Matt Weidman. Here is 3rd spot, Corey Texter. Now Nicole reaches up, and instead of grabbing a tear-off, she actually wipes the lens on the number 15 bike, and that's Nicole Meese right there in the 4th spot. Top 3 to the main, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else becomes spectators, just like you and me. Off for turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jeffrey Carver at the point. 2nd is number 20, Matt Weidman. I don't remember the last time we've seen him, possibly as far back as Daytona in March, but he is in a transfer spot if he can hang on to it right now. I'm talking about Matt Weidman on the number 20 bike. He's actually coming up the inside, looking for the race lead over here. One rider's way up there against the hay bales deep in the field. He's looking for the smoothest way around. Here comes Carver bringing him off of 4. Weidman in the 2 spot. Corey Texter in 3rd. Nicole Meese is right there in the 4th spot. Nicole needs one more position to make the main event. So out front, it's Jeffrey Carver showing the way. Matt Weidman in 2nd. Corey Texter's in the 3rd spot. Nicole Meese, Mikey Martin, Cody Johncox, Jake Constantine, Jason Eisenach, Justin Ziegler, and not shown with any laps is Jay Maloney, Dan Bromley, and Mike Poe. Down the back straightaway they go. Your leader's actually already in turn number 3 and 4. Bringing it back this direction here at the Virginia Mega Mile. Kevin Clark pulls out the white and the green. I believe he's going to show him 2 laps to go already. Just 2 more laps around the Mega Mile. Here is a good battle for 3rd and 4th. Here comes Nicole Meese. Nicole goes up the inside. Takes the 3rd spot away from C-Tex. Corey Texter's up there in the deep stuff. He leaves it on longer. I'm talking about the battle for 3rd and 4th. Texter takes over the 3rd spot, but he is up in the roost from the leader, so that's slowing him down. One rider off the pace in turn number 1, really slow on the inside of turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. It is Jeffrey Carver, Matt Weidman. The battle on the track is for 3rd and 4th. Who's going to the main and who's going home? White flag's going to come out this time by from Kevin Clark. Battle is for the lead. Here comes Weidman's getting the drive. And now it looks like Nicole Meese is way on the inside. You might watch out, Kevin. Nicole Meese way on the inside of the front straightaway. I don't know if she had a problem over there in 3 and 4. So she's drifting back. We got a battle for the lead now.
She got hit by a blast. Blast from the rider in front of her.
That was Corey Texter. So down the back straightaway, it is Carver. Weidman looking for a win. 3rd spot by himself now is Corey Texter. He's going to take the last transfer out of this one, I believe, if he can hang on to it. Checkered flag is already out. Leaders down here in the middle of 3 and 4. Look at the 2nd place rider up in the deep stuff, up against the hay bales. Here they come off of turn number 4. It's going to be Jeffrey Carver Jr. on the 23, the Carver's Barbecue entry. Here he comes to the line. It's Carver, Matt Weidman, and my boy C-Tex in the main event. Corey Texter makes the main. Nicole Meese will get the 4th spot. There's 5th, Cody Johncox. Constantine slows down there, getting him see out that helmet. He's trying to hang on to the motorcycle. Here comes the rest of the riders by the start-finish line. Eisenach, Ziegler, a few of them. So your winner, ladies and gentlemen, number 23 on the Suzuki. That will put another brand into the main event. Jeffrey Carver on the 3-4 34 Racing Mac Daddy Suzuki SV1000 is Carver. Matt Weidman will take a Kawasaki to 2nd, and Corey Texter will get that final transfer spot on the Racing Unlimited Kawasaki. Nicole Meese, Cody Johncox, Jason Eisenach, Justin Ziegler, Mikey Martin, Jake Constantine, Jay Maloney, Dan Bromley, and Mike Poe round out your field. That was our semifinal number 1, which was the Colonial Web Expert Semi number 1.
And we are going to, that is becoming now the Richmond Fisher House Expert Semi number 1. Little change in game plan here, and the Richmond Fisher House folks are here, and we're looking forward to greeting them and having them on our podium. We're also excited about this young man right here. He is one of those talented young guys right now struggling, looking for a full-time ride, and I don't understand it. He's showing all the strength, all the determination in the world, keeping himself in the game. This is the 6th time in 6 races that he has qualified a different brand, a different borrowed motorcycle, and he has done it in front of this massive crowd here at the Virginia Mega Mile, and now it's time for all of you to make some noise. He's earned your respect. National number 23, Jeff Carver! All right, Jeffrey, man, you've earned everybody's respect. Your determination's amazing. Talk to us about your race.
I just got a good start out there, and we've been struggling with setup all day. We went the totally opposite way, went way too heavy, and I went to the opposite side of the spectrum for Zim. I knew we had nothing to lose, and the bike just came alive.
It worked beautifully for you. You were able to hold off a very hard-charging Matt Weidman. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I really got to thank Jeremy DeRuyter, 34 Racing, West Bend Harley Davidson, Mac Daddy Racing, Dave and Tyler. They're with us all the time, May. We got them on the bike. I got ready to thank my buddy Alan Johnson. He's coming with me every weekend, helping out a little bit, and it feels great. I'm super stoked to put it in the main event and to go forward.
You're going to be 3rd row. Best of luck to you, young man. And now we invite the folks from Fisher House up for a moment. We're going to get their photograph with young Jeffrey Carver. Jeffrey, by the way, is one of the fast boys from Illinois. We call it the FBI. And Jeff Carver, national number 23, right there. He'll say hello to the great folks from the Richmond Fisher House. And I'm going to look at this great crowd, and it is a thrill to look out and see so many here. How about all of you make some noise once again for the hard work of the Richmond Fisher House and Jeff Carver right there. One more time. Thank you. Hollywood, I'm going to throw it back to the top side, buddy.
Appreciate it, Barry. Don't forget we have an autograph session. The pit area will be open after our pro singles main event. We did make some changes. It was supposed to be after the expert main event, but we changed it up just a little bit. When that track is clear, we will come up with our final qualifying race of the day. A tough break for that young man right there on the 91. You guys met him on the TV program that was on Channel 12 yesterday, and that is not a way to end his day early. That's Mikey Martin getting a pushback from Joe Baggett right there on the front straightaway. So last qualifying race is coming up next. Let's introduce our competitors.
Following this one, our 18-rider expert main event field will be completed. This is how they will start expert semi number 2 in the Virginia Dealer Magazine.
On the pole, ladies and gentlemen, from Standish, Michigan, the 93X, that is Danny Kelch. Starting second from Alexis, Illinois, on the Suzuki SV650, that is the 28P. They call him Itchy, that is Michael Bickerton. Starting third from Meade, Washington, our current Rookie of the Year leader, that is number 16, Wyatt McGuire. Starting fourth from Albion, New York, on the Haas Racing Harley-Davidson, number 41, Brad Hazel. Starting fifth from Willow Street, Pennsylvania, on the Factory Triumph team, that is the 25A, Shayna Texter. Rounding out your front row from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, on the Ramspur Winery Lloyd Brothers Motorsports Ducati, that is number 5, Jersey Jake Johnson. Remember, he was leading his heat race and came up short. Let's go back to row number 2, 64C, Jerry Steele. The 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. The 14, Briar Bauman, is scheduled to be out there. Not sure if he's going to make the start or not. The 11C, Shane Fox. And the 69F, that is Ben Evans. Those are the riders scheduled to be in expert semi number 2. This is our last qualifying race. After this, we will have our second scheduled intermission, and then we'll come back with our expert main event. So we'll have a short break to get these guys that are in this one a few moments to get their motorcycles ready to go for the Grand National main event, which we will have our Grand National experts will be the first main event. Our pro singles will be our second main event today. Keep your eyes on the number 5, ladies and gentlemen. That is Jersey Jake Johnson. Remember, he was leading his heat race on his Ducati and came up short. He does have an opportunity to switch over to either ride a Kawasaki or a Harley-Davidson because he has 3 different motorcycles in his pit area to ride. Also in this one is the King of Cool, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. back there on row number 2, the number 2 bike. And it didn't look like the 14 bike of Briar Bauman did come out for this one. So hopefully he is okay and maybe just getting everything gathered up down there in the pit area. Large crowd all the way down the whole front straightaway are ready to go here today. And remember, the pits will be open after our final race of the afternoon. It's a good time to go down there and meet your favorite rider. Don't forget to get an official Virginia Mega Mile souvenir program on sale at the entrance area. Each program includes rider profiles, today's entry list, updated standings, schedules, and a page for rider autographs. If you buy a Mega Mile koozie with the program, the Colonial Downs will donate $1 to the Richmond Fisher House. Rider's pulling up to the line, so I do not see the 14, so hopefully he is okay. And just going to gather himself up and get ready for the Springfield Mile. Shayna Texter pulls up the 25A. Jake Johnson on the outside of row number 1. So on the front row, we got Harley, 2 Suzukis, another Harley, a Triumph, and a Ducati all on the front row. I believe that's a Ducati on the outside of row number 1, the Lloyd Brothers entry. 6 on the front, 4 on row number 2. Top 3 to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Last qualifying race of the afternoon here at New Kent, Virginia. We're just outside of Richmond, Virginia. Beautiful facility. Watching for the green light. Here we go. Light is green and they're off. Shayna Texter trying to get there first. It's going to be Hazel. Hazel's got Shayna Texter. Now Shayna Texter is going to lead him into turn number 1 and 2. It is Shayna Texter out front. Johnson in the 2 spot. Can we have a brother and a sister in the main event here today at the Mega Mile? Shayna will lead him down the back straightaway. She is tucked in and getting as small as she can. She is out front. Second looks like Johnson on the Ducati as they will go into turn number 3 for the first time. Shayna Texter's leading the boys out front, ladies and gentlemen. She's up in the deep stuff. Now Johnson goes to the very bottom of the racetrack. Danny Kelch in third. Here they come off of 4. Coming back this direction, it is Shayna Texter out front. On the Factory Triumph, put your hands together for Shayna Texter out front of this one. Second, Jersey Jake Johnson. Third is Danny Kelch. Fourth is the Cool Beth machine number 2. As Johnson comes up short once again. Jake Johnson just all of a sudden lost power on the number 5 bike. He was in second, and now he comes up short and he stops outside turn number 2. He's all right if you're paying attention at home, but the bike has stopped running and he just parks it over there and walks off. He is definitely discouraged. So Johnson, his day ends. I'm not sure if he has a provisional start card or not. We'll find out shortly, I'm sure. Here's your leader, bringing him off of 4 to lead the boys. It's Shayna Texter. Remember, she won a semifinal at Lima, Ohio. Very similar racetrack. Coolbeth now puts the 2 into the 2 spot. Third is Danny Kelch. Now Kelch goes up the inside, takes that second spot away. Coolbeth back to third. Now the 4th place rider comes up short. Same spot as Jake Johnson. He's almost stopped on the racetrack. And now he gets going again. I don't know what the heck's going on over there. One rider just completely stops over there for turn number 2 and now gets going once again. Leaders out here in 3 and 4. This time by will get the halfway flags from Kevin Clark, our flagman. He's digging in. Actually, 2 laps to go already. 2 laps to go. Here's your leader, Shayna Texter by a country mile on the 25A bike. It's going to tighten things up in the Rookie of the Year standings. Kelch in the 2 spot. 3rd spot is the number 2, Kenny Coolbeth. Battle is getting tight for 2nd and 3rd. Buckshot on the 93X trying to make his way to the front. Yellow leathers. Right now he's in 2nd if he can hang on to it. Leader down here in 3 and 4, Shayna Texter. Danny Kelch right there in the 2 spot, the 93X. And he's got his hands full. Here comes the 2 of Kenny Coolbeth, and also Wyatt McGuire's right there on the 16 bike. White flag coming out for Shayna Texter. Here's side-by-side battle. Coolbeth takes over 2nd. Slide Kelch back to 3rd. And there is Wyatt McGuire. He's our current Rookie of the Year leader, and he's looking for a way in now. He's in the deep stuff. He's in the roost, and he's going nowhere. He's got to catch up to those 2 guys in front of him. I don't think anybody's going to catch Shayna Texter. She has checked out, ladies and gentlemen. Shayna Texter's already in turn number 3 all by herself. Battle on the racetrack is for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Kelch has 2nd. Coolbeth is in the 3rd spot. 4th is Wyatt McGuire. Here comes your leader. She's all by herself. Checkered flags coming out for Shayna Texter. She's going to win the semi on the Factory Triumph. Her 2nd semi win of the season. Here's 2nd and 3rd. Kelch is going to get the 3rd spot, but Coolbeth is going to take 2nd. So Wyatt McGuire, he might lose that Rookie of the Year lead here today. Shayna Texter puts it in the main event. Letting a few more riders cross that start-finish line. That might be just about all of them. Shayna Texter on the 25A takes the Triumph to the main event. Her teammate Joe Kopp is already there. 2 of Kenny Coolbeth comes in 2nd on the Harley Davidson. He was 6 seconds behind the leader. Danny Kelch on the 93X will be the 3rd spot. So we got a brother and a sister in the main event, I believe for the first time in history in Grand National competition. Wyatt McGuire will get the 4th spot. Brad Hazel will get the 5th spot. Jerry Steele will get 6th. Michael Bickerton will get 7th. Ben Evans 8th. Shane Fox 9th. Jake Johnson, tough break for him in 10th. And Briar Baum will get the 11th spot. And now, let's go trackside. Barry Boone, she won a semi at Lima. She's done it again here today.
She weighs all of 95 pounds before she puts all these racing gear on, ladies and gentlemen. She's riding the latest motors, Factory Triumph, with Castrol on as well, Castrol oils. And she looks so strong here on the mile. She's lining that big Bonneville up. Whoa! She's got it. Good job, Shayna. It's a trick getting up our stand here for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady is a rider. She has won on miles. She's now made her way to the expert ranks, and I'm telling you something, she's going to make history in this sport. And it's time for you to make some noise for her. How about it for number 25A, Shayna Texter? That's a grand entrance. Shayna, great job. It's the hard way and the long way to do it, young lady, but you got 20 laps from the 3rd row in the main. Talk to us about your semi.
Oh, yeah, just Just got a great start. It's almost like deja vu, like Lima. I just got out there, and visibility's been really tough all day, and I knew if I got out front, I could just set my own sail.
And what's it feel like to get hit by a 125-mile-an-hour sandblaster?
It's tough, it's a long race out there, and I'm just looking to go out there in survival mode. I'm just happy to be out there.
The bike looked like it's working perfect.
Yeah, the bike's working off, and I can't thank the team, Latest Motors, Castrol Oils, Triumph North America, Rye Helmets, all my sponsors, Crosley Radio, Matt Gilroy Packaging. My fans, you guys are awesome. I appreciate all the support.
All right, Texter's on her way, ladies and gentlemen, to the main. One more time for Willow Street, Pennsylvania, Shayna Texter. Wow, that was cool right there. Shayna got out front. She did that at Lima, Scotty. We saw it. She won the back-to-backs back as a pro twins rider before she turned expert. She won back-to-back mains at Springfield Mile. This young lady's a mile rider. And here comes Blair. We've got some money to give away here in a moment. Ah, Stevie.
Nope. They got the raffle going
gotcha.
on.
I gotcha.
You want to do it right now, Barry? You want to take a break? All right, so this is our second scheduled intermission, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give these riders just a few moments to get everything ready. Up next will be, there's their brother right there. So we got a brother and a sister going to a main event. I believe the first time in the history of our sport. A brother and sisters out there. A big hug from Corey Texter right there on Shayna. Up next will be our Page Auto Group Expert main event.